The 1980s were a golden era for music, marked by the rise of new wave, synth pop, and post-punk. While some bands became household names, others flared brightly before disappearing into obscurity. These groups left behind a handful of hits, or even just one, before vanishing due to industry pressures, internal strife, or sheer bad luck. Here are 10 such bands whose stories echo the fleeting nature of fame. Q-Feel. Peak hit. Dancing in Heaven, Orbital Bebop, 1982. Q-Feel emerged from the UK's synth-pop scene with their infectious single, Dancing in Heaven, which cracked the top 40 in the US and became a dance floor staple. Despite its success, the band struggled to replicate their momentum. Their debut album, Dancing in Heaven, received lukewarm reviews, and internal disagreements over creative direction led to their dissolution by 1983. Members Julian Wiggins and Ben Barson shifted to production work, crafting jingles and composing for TV, while singer Mandy Newton left the industry entirely. Q-Feel's legacy remains tethered to their lone hit, a relic of early 80s electropop. The Lotus Eaters. Peak hit. The First Picture of You, 1984. Liverpool's The Lotus Eaters blended jangly guitars and melancholic lyrics, epitomized by their dreamy 1984 single, The First Picture of You. The track became a moderate hit across Europe, but lineup instability and label disputes plagued the band. Their debut album, No Sense of Sin, failed to capitalize on their early promise, and by 1985, the group disbanded. Singer Peter Coyle retreated from music to focus on spiritual pursuits, while guitarist Jim Kelly later resurfaced in folk projects. The Lotus Eaters' ethereal sound remains a footnote in the post-punk era. The Passions. Peak hit. I'm in Love with a German Film Star, 1981. The Passions' haunting I'm in Love with a German Film Star became an underground anthem, blending Barbara Gogan's deadpan vocals with minimalist instrumentation. Despite critical acclaim, their 1981 album 30,000 Feet Over China sold poorly, and the band splintered under financial strain. Gogan transitioned to theater, while guitarist Clive temporarily joined the Pogues briefly. The Passions' influence lingered in indie circles, but their abrupt end left fans wondering what might have been. The Waitresses. Peak hit. I Know What Boys Like, 1982. New York's The Waitresses combined punk energy with playful satire, exemplified by their cheeky single, I Know What Boys Like. Despite landing the theme song for Square Pegs and releasing the cult album Wasn't Tomorrow Wonderful, tensions between songwriter Chris Butler and vocalist Patty Donahue led to their 1983 breakup. Donahue's death in 1996 from lung cancer sealed the band's fate. Their music later gained retroactive acclaim, but the Waitresses' run was tragically short. Altered Images. Peak hit. Happy Birthday, 1981. Scottish band Altered Images, fronted by charismatic singer Claire Grogan, broke through with the bubbly Happy Birthday, produced by Susie and the Banshees. Despite 2 top 20 albums, the band faced criticism for their shift toward pop. By 1983, Grogan disbanded the group to pursue acting Gregory's Girl. While Grogan remained a cultural icon in the UK, Altered Images' discography faded into nostalgia, though a brief 2002 reunion hinted at unfinished potential. The Vapors. Peak hit. Turning Japanese, 1980. The Vapors, Turning Japanese, a power pop earworm, became a global hit, but its controversial title, misinterpreted as a racial slur, overshadowed the music. Their sophomore album, Magnets, flopped, and relentless touring exhausted the band. They split in 1981, with frontman Dave Finnan becoming a lawyer and guitarist Ed Bazalgette transitioning to TV production. A 2016 reunion tour revived interest, but the Vapors' initial disappearance remains a cautionary tale of one-hit wonder burnout. When in Rome. Peak hit. The Promise, 1988. When in Rome's synth-driven The Promise became a late 80s staple, featured in Napoleon Dynamite decades later. However, legal battles over royalties and creative control led to their 1990 breakup. Vocalist Clive Farrington sued the band over rights, while keyboardist Michael Florial left music for academia. A 2007 reunion tour lacked the original lineup's magic, cementing the promise as their only legacy. The members. Peak hit. Working Girl, 1982. UK punk band The Members scored a hit with The Sound of the Suburbs, but their 1982 single, Working Girl, marked their commercial peak. Infighting and disputes with their label led to their 1983 breakup. Singer Nikki Tesco later became a radio host, while guitarist Gary Baker delved into music journalism. The Members' gritty narratives about suburban life remain influential but underrecognized. The Bolshoi. Peak hit. Away, 1986. Gothic rockers The Bolshoi gained traction with Away, a dark, danceable track from their album Friends. Despite touring with the cult, their sophomore effort Lindley's Lot, 1988, underperformed, and disillusionment led to their 1989 split. Singer Trevor Tanner became a graphic designer, and bassist Jan Kalicki moved into sound engineering. The Bolshoi's brooding style left a niche mark on goth rock. The Sound. Peak hit. Winning, 1981. Post-punk band The Sound, led by the troubled Adrian Borland, released critically adored albums like Jeopardy and From the Lion's Mouth. However, commercial indifference and Borland's worsening mental health led to their 1987 breakup. Borland's suicide in 1999 tragically underscored the band's struggles. Rediscovered by indie fans in the 2000s, The Sound's legacy is one of unmet potential and artistic integrity. The 1980s music scene was as merciless as it was vibrant. These 10 bands, though fleeting, contributed to the decade's eclectic soundscape. Their stories, marked by burnout, industry neglect, and personal struggles, serve as poignant reminders of fame's fragility. While their music lives on in retro playlists and cult followings, their abrupt exits ensure they remain enigmatic ghosts of the 80s.